Hello and welcome back. This is Joanna the Medium, and these are going to be readings for the month of October 2016. First and foremost, thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing, and sharing. I have had an incredible amount of comments and emails, which I read every single one, and they make me very happy. So thank you so much for doing this. Just like last month, these readings for the month of October are divided into two parts almost. The first part is a channeled message, and the second part is cards, which often correspond to the message that was channeled, but also offer a little bit more detail with regards to what may be happening in your life. These are general readings, so if one sign does not make sense to you, read your other signs, as in your moon sign or rising signs, for these may offer a greater picture to what is happening. I have also received a lot of information or a lot of feedback from you saying that when you listen to the reading at the beginning of the month, it doesn't really make sense, and it probably wouldn't. But when you listen to it again towards the end of the month, it makes perfect sense to you. So I would encourage you to do that. I do that with myself when I watch readings, because when a month starts, we are not privy to what is going to be happening. So October is a month that is interesting, to say the least. I do have yet another new energy that I'm working with, and he has been providing a lot of information regarding the month of October and the months beyond. So I won't spoil the surprise for you, but it is reflected in each and every sign. There are some of you who have asked who he is. He is a male energy that I work with, and it is basically an energy or entity or being that basically tells me what to tell you. Even when it is with cards, he tells me what the message is for you. Of course, if you would like a private session, I would be delighted to do so for you. You can reach me at the information below, or you can go to my website, joannathemedium.com. I have also included links for you down below to my website as well as to my booking page, so you can go directly and book your own session that way. And I think that is everything that I have to say for you. If you feel inspired to write a comment or message me, I would, as always, love to read it, and I read them all. So without further ado, let's go with the reading, and I will see you again soon. Thank you. Hello and welcome back. This is going to be a reading for the sign of Aries, sun sign, moon sign, and rising sign. I have 3 cards face down, which I will turn later. I will start off with a channeled message, so let me connect and let's see what we have for Aries for the sign of October. Changes are abound. Changes to your thinking and feeling about yourself, as well as changes regarding how you feel with respect to the world around you and the people around you. You are currently undergoing what is considered to be a massive change on your subconscious level. This is a change that requires you to trust the process and also to have patience with yourself. You will notice that in the next few upcoming months, you will have the tendency to be more irritated and scared than any other time. This is a normal part of this transition process, and you are being asked to be patient with yourself and with others. The month of October is a month that is signified by the number 9, which is endings. Certain transitions will reflect endings upon your world, and these endings are being shown to me as cutting off ties to certain people or circumstances and situations that have irritated you or you found irritating for quite some time. This is also not a time to procrastinate with any changes and evaluations or re-evaluations within yourself. You are urged to look deep within your soul and your psyche in order to find aspects of yourself that you did not want to look into or at before, and make your best effort or give it your best effort in order to understand deeper aspects of you that have been enabling you from living the life that you want. It is not a coincidence that you are going through this shift right now, as this is a month of endings for many, not just for you. This is a time for substantial changes on a global level, and as a consequence, the energy shifts are affecting you and will affect you in a way that will feel, for most of you, like the rug is being pulled from underneath you. You are urged to remember that this is a transition period only, and this will not last forever. This transition period began sometime in the month of September, for some of you in the month of August. It can be recognized as feeling unstable or unsure of your direction in life. This could be direction that is general or direction in the specific area of your life. It is also marked by you questioning the very aspect of your being and questioning your purpose of being here in this world. This is most significantly felt for those of you who are undergoing spiritual alignment. This does not imply that we as a whole don't undergo spiritual alignment, but this is going to be felt mostly by those who are wanting to be more in tune with their spiritual self. For some of you, jobs are ending, relationships are shifting, and situations are being taken away from you, unhealthy situations. It is also a time where, even though you may have been or are in unhealthy situations, the mere ending of those situations will, for the most of you, feel uncomfortable at best. And it is because that is all you've known, and therefore absence of what is or what was is going to put a bit of a spin on the way you feel. Again, this is not a time to procrastinate with the changes you have been meaning to undertake. And these are changes pertaining to your psyche and your abilities and the way you think. The way you think of yourself and the way you think of the world with respect to how it relates to you and how you relate to it. This is being shown to me as a metaphor of a flower that is opening up to the sun. And this is a metaphor for you opening up to the spiritual, deeper aspect of yourself that has been yearning to come out for quite some time. For some of you, this is going to externalize itself as loss of jobs and loss of relationships. It is also going to feel, for some, it's going to feel like you, at this time, like you are alone and no one truly gets you or understands you. You are being reminded yet again that this is only a transition. And though it may not feel like roses right now, it will most certainly feel that way when you are done with the month of October. And the changes are being shown to me as being abrupt. And I'm not going to interpret what that means because it's going to be different things for different people. But you are assured that the outcome of your situations, those that will be ending or are ending, is in fact a positive one, even though this may not seem like it right now. And again, you are asked and urged to have patience with yourself, because it is a process of profound transformation on the inner you, on the inner depth of you, your inner self. It is not an easy process. It has never been an easy process to transform, but it is a process that has been undertaken and is being undertaken for most of you who are watching or who will watch this particular video. And then I hear the phrase, life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're going to get. And I'm asking why this metaphor was given to me, or to you, or to us. And he says, precisely for that reason. You may not know what it is that you are going to get by the time this is done. But rest assured, what you will get is something substantial and positive. And then he says, stay tuned. He also says, respect your wishes, but don't be tied to the outcome. In other words, I'm asking him to give it to me in a different way. Allow yourself to contemplate, think, imagine, plan even. But leave some room for the unexpected. And unexpected is not being termed as uncomfortable or not uncomfortable. It's not being termed as negative. Far from it, but it is something that is unexpected. For those of you who will be undergoing career changes or job changes, you're being asked not to cling too tightly to your outdated ideals. And this is ideals and belief systems, particularly about money and wealth. For the very reason why you are undergoing this transformation is because there are outdated beliefs within your system that need to be gone and transformed into something much healthier and much more positive. And now he's asking me to move on to the cards. So let's start with the first card that represents the background of why you are where you are. This can connect to the message that was just given, or it can be something very different. So let's start. So the first card that represents your background is the card of thinking. It's the card of swords, or the suit of swords. The card says, move on. However, it was shown to me in reverse. And this card signifies that the reason why you are finding yourself in your situation, which we will get to in a moment, is because you have been clinging to your outdated beliefs and ideas about life and money, and also relationships. And there was an unwillingness to either let it go or to look at it with fresh new eyes. And the reason why there was a reluctance to do this is because you felt like you need to change, and change is not easy indeed. And what he's saying is that what you don't understand is that the change that is about to occur, though drastic and uncomfortable at times, is in fact far, far more superior, or is in fact making room for things to come that are far, far superior than those that you've been clinging onto. And this is being referred to as your sets of beliefs around money. The next card signifies your problem or what the situation is. And the card is called another 6, Memories of Love. This is card pertaining to your emotions. I hear the words crying over spilled milk. I don't know if that is the card actually that's represented with this phrase in a traditional tarot deck. I don't know, but this is the card, this is the phrase I heard. You are in a situation right now where mentally and emotionally you feel stuck. And the reason why you feel stuck is precisely because of what was mentioned a moment ago, that there was a reluctance or an inability for you to look at the deeper part of you that were not serving you or that are not serving you in a positive way. And that's why you're feeling stuck. For some of you, this is pertaining to jobs. And for some of you, this is pertaining to relationship. And then I hear the word stagnant. So there is a stagnant feeling around a job and a stagnant feeling for some of you about a relationship. The stagnation is because there is lack of direction, which is accompanied by lack of desire to stay there, but also there is one important piece that's missing, and he says to me the word excitement. Now, not every moment of the day we are excited. Certainly not every aspect of our work is exciting. Certainly not every aspect of our relationship is exciting. Living in excitement every day, I don't think is actually healthy for the nervous system. However, there is a complete lack of excitement with regards to where you are right now, relationships and jobs. If in fact you feel lack of excitement in your particular situation, you might want to contemplate asking yourself the question that is going to be critical in you seeing things from a different perspective. And the question is, why am I even here? Whether the question is, why am I even alive? Or why am I even in this job or in this relationship? Asking yourself that question, why am I even here, is going to allow aspects of you to communicate with you, to give you an idea why you're here. Most of us go through life and try to find our path. What's my path? What am I supposed to do in this life? Blah, 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 blah. There are many paths in our lives, and there are many, many things we are meant to do. But the most important aspect of us being alive is simply just to be. For that is the only reason why we are even here. And he's saying to me, as long as you remember that the number one reason why you are here is because you are meant to simply be, then ask yourself the question, okay, if I'm here because I'm simply supposed to be, how would I want to feel while I go through this process? And he says that will be the key to having a greater understanding of yourself and therefore the situation you are in. And he's saying to me that by asking yourself this question and coming up with an answer, you will then be able to correspond your current situation and how you want to feel and see if it's a match. And then in most cases, it's going to be a mismatch. Okay? And then he also says this can be solved in many ways. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to leave your current situation or that it is necessarily bad for you. But what it may mean is that you might have to change and look at your attitude towards the situation you find yourself in. And see it from a different perspective. And I feel like I'm going to leave this because I want to move to the next card. The next card is represented by, or is representative of an advice. So what do you need to know? Major Arcana, number 5. 5 is the number of changes. This card, the word is wisdom, higher knowledge, wisdom. This is a deeper aspect of you, and you are, but the card is shown to me in reverse. And you are being asked, or the advice for you is, don't be so stubborn to look within yourself in order to find the answers you seek without. If you keep looking for solutions outside of you, you will always feel like you're floating and you're never truly rooted and connected. The reason why is because whoever this message is for, you are not taking responsibility for your actions and reactions. And since our actions and reactions, for the most case, attract situations that are on the same level, and I'll explain that in a second. In order for you to change what's around you, you need to be able to look within and change what's within you first. And again, he's talking about money, career, jobs, and then aspects. For some of you, it's about relationships. And he's saying, as long as you put a blame or the blame of where you are onto somebody else, you have missed the point altogether. And he says this isn't meant to be a hard lesson or a harsh lesson. This is meant to be a reminder that everything that revolves around us starts from within us. And he says you can argue this point till your face turns blue. Makes no difference. The fact remains that our attitudes and our belief systems do play an enormous part in our outside world, or what the outside world presents to us. And he says this is the first and most important lesson for you to gain in the month of October. And as long as you allow yourself to at least give yourself the permission to contemplate the possibility of something being within you that doesn't work, then the seed can be planted. And then he says, this isn't a job for the faint-hearted. Be brave. And don't be reluctant to change. For change is the only vehicle that will get you out of where you are today. And he's calling it a rut. And then he showed me a number 9, which is significant of endings. And he says, end the struggle once and for all. And he points to the head. So this is very much about changing your belief systems, changing how you view things, recognizing how your attitudes towards money or relationships is affecting you in where you are and what you will attract to yourself. And if you allow yourself to pause and go deep within and look at yourself with fresh new eyes, not with the eyes of judgment, but with the eyes of exploration, you will then find that there are indeed aspects of you that have kept you imprisoned for all this time. And oftentimes, this is not an easy process to undertake, because it opens up a door to self-responsibility. And not everyone is brave enough at this point to take that step. But that is up to you. October is a month of endings. I've said this to pretty much every single sign this month. And it is consistent with every single one. I hope this message made sense to you. I am finding with your comments, which I love, that a lot of you fully understand the context of my messages towards the end of each month. It is difficult to understand a message that is meant for the entire month when we're looking at it from the very beginning, because the month hasn't rolled in yet, it hasn't ended. So if this makes sense to you, great. If it doesn't make sense to you right now, pause it and see if it will make sense to you somewhere in November. If you feel inspired to comment, I would love to hear your comments. I read them all the time. I thank you for watching, for subscribing, and for liking. And if you wish to have a private session, you can connect with me with the information down below. I also have a booking link that takes you directly to my booking page, so you can make your own appointment at the time that suits you. Until the month of November, I wish you best of luck. This is an interesting month for sure, not just for you, but for all the signs that I've read, myself included. Stay brave, stay patient, and I look forward to seeing you again in November. Good luck.